Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 16 of the World Tour at Sports Boys Peru. Peruvian champions, of course, last episode. And today, what we're going to do is go through pre-season and build our team that's going to challenge for not just the Peruvian title again next year, but also for the Copa Sudamerica, the Copa Libertadores, and see how far we can go in that. Let's have a quick look at the squad that we have so far and where we're going to look to improve here. If we look at appearances, we can see, these are our heroes, aren't they? Cosio, Mosquera. Now, Mosquera is wanted by other teams. He is 32-ish, is he? 32. He's not. His wages are low, which is a positive. He's not really an anchor man. I'm wondering if we can sell him and get somebody in that is a more natural anchor man. The problem is going to be the wages, isn't it? Though it would free up a foreign player slot. Mongolan, we can see here all the players that played a lot for us. Where we want to be looking is more down the bottom here, isn't it? Players that didn't play. Pretty much these guys. This is that young kid that potentially could be a decent player for us. So we'll keep him. We might look to use him a little bit more next season. Hector Rojas, only 8 appearances off the bench. It's sort of these guys that we need to look at. I wouldn't mind getting Paul Martinez back in again on loan. I don't know whether he'd come back again because we didn't really use him. He was a really good backup. Whenever he played, you can see he did play really well for us. Let's have a quick look at the stats so we can see who the heroes were. I think between Castro, Perez, and Vega, we have reliable goal scorers for next year. So I'm not too worried about that. Fry as well did quite well. Emerson was a beast from the back. Cosio with these penalties. I think that we have the hallmarks of a really good team there. And our lead assist guys, Mongolan, Anzi, if he comes back fit, it's like a whole new signing, isn't it? Fry as well with the assist. Cosio. Karuga is going to leave us. His contract is up. He's on $2,000 a week, and he's not getting any younger, basically. So I think we can do a little bit better for the wages with a foreign player for him. But everybody else there, I just think we have a relatively good team there. Now, if we look at the reserves, now of course Thiago Cantoro is a foreign player. He's not on much wages, as you can see, only just under $500 a week. But his contract's up. We're not going to renew it. I do think we gave him a chance when we first came in. He didn't really score goals, so we're going to look to get rid of him. In terms of people that we are going to look to use next season, Hosomar Elias here, he's a left winger. We're trying to retrain him to get a little bit further forward where we tend to play our wingers. We couldn't register him in the squad for this year, but we are going to look to use him. Johan Wong is a central defending option. Again, really, really high potential, so we are going to look to put him in the first team for this coming season as well. Anybody else here? 21-year-old striker. I don't think he's not good enough, is he? He hasn't got the finishing. Walter Acuna here, so goalkeeping. He might be a third choice. We do have, if we just quickly go back to the first team, if we go to positions, I think his contract's up, isn't it? No, it's not. We're going to have to get rid of Zubacek. He started off okay, but he's not really good enough. And Diego Costa as well, his contract isn't up, but we will look to move him on. Because we know we have Salinas, who is just undisputed, hands down, number one. So we only really want a direct backup to him. And I think in Marco Ramos, we have that. Someone who could potentially be almost as good, but 17 years old. So I think he's going to be the backup, and we are going to look to move on both of our goalkeepers, or sort of the more senior goalkeepers that were at the club when we got here. So that's that. Then the under 18s, we did have a couple of others here that are potentially good enough. Jesus Aguera here, again, we're going to look to retrain him. I think, are we already doing it? Or is it? No, we are looking to redo it. So train him higher up the pitch where we use our wingers. So again, we'll look to move him into the senior squad. That's a big step up for a 16-year-old, but potentially he can do it. And same with Jean Curry, I guess you'd pronounce that. Another good attacking midfielder option. We're not going to waste time with these guys. We need them in the first team. And then we do have a right back option. I don't think he's quite ready yet, but I will look to perhaps register. Well, we can register everybody. I think we can register 100 players or 99 players. Another central defending option here. I don't think he's quite ready. The positioning isn't really where are we here? Isn't really what we need from a first choice centre back. He's potentially really good, but I don't think he's quite ready to step up into the first team just yet. So we'll leave him down here. And that's kind of where we're at. Where do we want to strengthen? It's going to depend on where we can get players out of as well. If we look at the finances, now we never actually yet. Now it's 9 a.m. the day after the final, so we haven't yet got in our any prize money for this season. If we look at income, for the year. Where are we here? Prize money, sponsorship, prize money. Not a cent. So we should have at least 5,600,000 coming in for winning the Copper Copper Movie Star. That puts us back in the positive, but we haven't got anything yet. So I'm hoping we will at some point get something. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But anyway, that's where we are right now. What we'll do is I'll come back when there's any sort of movement on the transfer front. It's going to be a short preseason though, because if we look at the schedule for last year, we started friendlies January 11th. It's December 24th. The actual season proper starts in just over a month. So it's going to be short and sweet. Let's see what we can do. Alright, it is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, everybody. A few things of note. We've broken some club records. Rolando Castro's 16 goals is a club record. Andy's 8 assists is a club record. That's a low club record. Perez's 4 man of the matches is a club record. Again, that's a very low club record. And Salinas's 12 clean sheets is a club record. So we're record breaking on all fronts here. Now, we have had a little bit of movement on the transfer front as well. Let's have a quick look at the ins, and we have somebody who I think this is going to get across the line. Tassio, a Brazilian. His contract is up, so we've offered him just basically free, just buying him for free. £300 a week for this guy. He can play as an anchor man. And look at this, the jumping reach, the anticipation. I really hope this guy comes off. It will be a foreign player. He can also, as you can see here, he can also play central defence if we need him to. He wouldn't be a bad central defender either. He can step further forward in midfield if we need him to as well. But this is where we want him. An anchor man, a halfback. He can play it all. Good passer of the ball. I really hope this comes off. And if it does, that will probably be the end of Mosquera. Although we do have 2 foreign player slots filling up with Karuga and Quintero both leaving the club as well. And if we look at the outs, Diego Costa, we have 2 offers that have come in for him, which I'm very, very excited about. We tested the water with a 35,000 bid from, I think this is a Uruguayan club, I think. Uruguay. Is it going to tell me? Chilean club. That's where I recognise the name from. And then DC United, MLS club, have come in £40,000. So if we can get him off the wages with anything, or out of the club with anything like that, more than he's actually worth. Maybe I've gone a little bit low on the transfer offer there. But anyway, guys, that's all we have so far. When anything else happens, hopefully a signing of Tassio, we'll be back. Okay, we have the first signing completed for the preseason, which is exciting. Tassio has indeed joined the club. It's going to go through the 6th of January, so we don't actually have him right now. But we've paid absolutely nothing for him. We're paying him £400 a week. That is an absolute steal. I think it could well be the best signing we do this whole preseason anyway. But that is really, really good. Now, another thing that we did manage to do, we got in a new physio. Physiotherapy of 16. Our previous head physio, their physiotherapy attribute was 3. So a bit of an upgrade there as well. So hopefully that'll help it with injuries and all that kind of stuff as well. Now, one other thing, we are still looking around. We have made another bid for another player right here. Jamie Tupamula, Tapulama. There you go. Centre defender option here. Now, I'm not thinking he's going to be a starter, but what I am thinking is sort of third, fourth choice. We're going to have obviously more games. We're going to need more players. What I like this guy's physical stats. Basically, he's an absolute beast in the air. He's got some strength. He's not the slowest either. Positioning's okay. Everything there is okay. I don't think he's going to play in the Libertadores, but I think he could play in the domestic league and do a really good job for us. We offered him a contract, £500 a week, which is fine, and we're paying the potential fee was $32,500, which is basically, I'm thinking it's the Acosta money. So if Acosta goes out, we're basically reinvesting that money into a fourth choice. He's behind Big Willie D on the bench. It'd be a 4th choice centre back. I think that's fine. We're not paying much in wages, so happy to get that across the line. What I'm basically waiting for now is who's this guy? Another striker. Decent-ish, but not the best. Basically waiting for contracts to run out, so we know they'll run out at the end of the year, obviously. So we know exactly what we have to spend on players. We are going to need to get another right-sided defender wing-back in. We know we have Andy up, who's coming back and will hopefully recover from his injury and do a good job. I'm not against keeping Alex Fernandez. He did play well for us. I think what I want is we're going to loan somebody in. I think I want somebody who's a little bit better than this. Like now, not current ability, because we're not. It's not going to be a long-term signing for us. If it's someone that we've signed to the club permanently, then yeah, I'm okay with signing potential. If we're loaning somebody and I want them ready now. And he is kind of ready now, but I wonder if we could do a little bit better or sign somebody. It's the wages. If we can get him back for 85, basically on a free, isn't it? One thing we can look to do now, Tossio has signed, is we can look to loan, to offer out to Mosquera. We might start the bidding at, say, 60,000 and kind of see what happens from that. But yeah, if there's anything else to report, there will be more signings. It's just a matter of when they are, but we'll come back for them. Alright, not much has changed, but there is the commercial summary, which I always think is worth having a look at. Everything's on the up and up there, as you can see. Broadcasting is up and up as well. What I do, like, we never got any prize money. Now, to be fair, it didn't actually say, it said sort of second and down got prize money. It didn't actually say that the winners got prize money, which doesn't seem right. Why would the winners not get prize money? I don't understand that. Maybe I wonder if it's like in American sports, like the draft pick goes reverse order. So I wonder if it's kind of like you've won, we need to even things up. I wonder if maybe, I don't know. But our boards give us a cash injection of $500,000, so that helps. But I always like looking at this, the jerseys. Who are the most popular players? Emerson, given that the fans voting Player of the Year, that makes sense. Vega, Perez, Goiven, and Salinas. I think that's not nothing too surprising there. I don't think. Maybe Goiven, but he does do okay for us, doesn't it? So we sold 200,000 worth of shirts, and 21,000 of those were foreign sales. So maybe that's Emerson's and Vega's families. I don't know. But it was just under 5,000 shirts were sold. So good stuff, I think. Good stuff. All right, we'll be back hopefully for some more signings here. I don't usually take much notice of the leaderboards, but look at this. Top 20. Oh, get in, boys. It really was a good season. I don't know exactly how many people play the Peruvian League, but on the top 20 leaderboard, that's the first for me. I've never been that high up. Granted, a long way off the top, and probably nobody plays in Peru, but an achievement nonetheless. Okay, it is January 6th. The transfer window has officially opened, and we have transfers to announce. Tassio, as I said, was already going to join the club. He's done that, valued at 220,000. Might we just sell him straight on? Only paying 400 grand a week. Really, really happy to get him in. But we do have not just one signing here. Jamie Tapamula did end up joining the club, which is good. We can see we're paying him £550 a week. Really, really good. Sort of third, fourth choice defensive option. But we did get one more signing across the board as well. Another free transfer. Where are we here? Transfer history ends. Paul Martinez. Now that we did have him on loan last year, his contract expired. He was available, so we snapped him up. 200 grand a week, 200 grand a week, £200 a week. As I said last year when he played for us, he did really, really well. So I mean, it was a bit of a no-brainer really to me. So that just about fills us up defensively. I think we should be good to go. One bit of bad news to report, unfortunately, is we do have an injury, a relatively serious one, to Rolando Castro. He's out for it was 2 to 3 months at the time with a torn ab muscle. So with him out, suddenly I thought we start to look a little bit weak defense attacking wise, a little bit thin maybe. We have Julio Ramos, who can do a job for us potentially. Hector Rojas, who's really good physically, but that's about it. Obviously, we know we have Alisson Vega. We do have Fernando Perez, who could play as a striker. His contract at the end of this year, he wants a lot of money. I'm tempted to sell him as a 30-year-old that's potentially going to go downhill from here. He didn't like the idea of being shipped around, though. So I'm hoping, to be fair, that one of these, someone's interested in him, actually comes in with a bid, and we can maybe sell him and look to bring somebody else in. We do have Lucas Katz here on trial. I don't think he's quite what we're looking for, to be honest. Not bad, but I don't think he's quite what we're looking for. Working on the right back situation, Bizu here, I think is probably the guy I'm leaning towards. Now the transfer window's open, we can start loaning players in. So I'll go and have a look at Daniel Fernandez again and see if we can get him, or Alex Fernandez. Who was it Fernandez we had last year? I did offer a trial to this Chinese right back. He's not that good, I don't think. So I don't think anything's going to happen from that. Looking at a midfield option, we trialed Latete here. Physically, he's an absolute beast. Mentally, he's not too bad. Technically is maybe where he's going to fall down a little bit. I'm wondering if we do need another defender in here, a midfielder I should say, because we have sort of 4 options, though Avocado's decent-ish, but nothing great. Goiven his contract at the end of this year as well. Whether we keep him or not will depend on how this season goes, I think, because he's on a bit of change, $1.5 grand a week, which is a little bit of money for us. So I am wondering if we're maybe a man short in midfield. We're fielding offers for Mosquera to get him out the door. That'll free up a foreign player slot. The right back looks like that's going to be a foreign player slot, which leaves us one more foreign player slot. Now, is that a midfielder? Is that a striker? I'm not really sure yet. Still sort of looking around. Good news, we have signed up a lot of our youngsters on new contracts. Blacado's on a new contract. This guy's on a new contract. And the reason actually why I'm potentially willing to let Perez go is as a right winger, this guy could be really, really good. So, yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Perez needs to go to give him some room to come through. But otherwise, I think we're good with goalkeepers. We're good defensively. We do definitely need at least one right back in. I'm thinking Bizu could be the man. It's between him and Fernandez right now. If we can get Fernandez back on loan, that might be something we look to do. Potentially, though, this guy is quite good. Potentially, he's a 4-star player. But Fernandez is a little bit better right now. And maybe for a foreign player, we want the better option right now. Anyway, when there's more to report, we'll be back. Friendlies are about to start, so hopefully there'll be something more before those get underway. Okay, we have one in and one out to announce. Mosquera has left the club, £36,000. He's gone back to Colombia. He's making a little bit more cash, so good for him. Well and good. I mean, it's a foreign player off the books. We weren't going to use him anymore. We have upgraded. And the one in, we have signed a Brazilian right back. Fernandez wasn't available for loan this year, so we've gone with Bizu. He's decent enough. He's not quite as good as Fernandez is at this point in time, but there is, you can see, a little bit of room there for potential for him to grow. He was basically the only option that we had available to us. There was one or two other Brazilians. I think they've signed for other clubs, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them. But there were one or two other Brazilians, so they wanted like $6-7 grand a week. So this guy's on, what are we paying him? $650. He's happy to be back up to Andia, which is perfect. So I'm happy to get him in and across the line. There's a couple of other things that look like they might be going to happen here. If we look at, here's Alex Fernandez. So we're going to see... is he going to be here? No, I don't think he is. Yeah, Fernandez just wasn't available for loan. Our scouts have found this one guy that they're looking at. Not the scout, sorry, the assistant or the director of football, whoever it is, has found this guy. I'm trying to get a scout report on him before he actually signs, if he is going to sign. But I don't know if we're going to get that. So he's going to be a foreign player, so I don't know if we'll sign him. We won't have to register him. We'll play him in the reserves or whatever. But yeah, so I'm not sure about him. This is the one that we're looking to get done. It is a Peruvian striker. I do think, especially with that injury to Castro, we maybe just a striker short. He's a decent enough, good dribbling, good first touch, good finishing, good heading, off the ball's fine, decent all-rounder. He's at Sporting Cristal right now, so one of our rivals. We're paying 30,000, rising to 92. That's like 50 goals, 50 games, things like that. I'm okay with that. I think the fee's fair enough. It's the wages. $2.5 grand a week is a lot of wages for somebody who we're essentially bringing in to be backup, to be third string. But I really do think we need somebody. He's got good composure. I think anticipation's good. I think he's a good player. But we're paying. We got him. You can see we got him really cheap in terms of transfer fee, but we are definitely paying for it in terms of wages. So if that or anything else gets finalised, I'll come back. But as things stand right now, it's maybe just one or two midfield. One thing I do want to actually mention quickly: we have one foreign slot left. We're going to let this. We'll cancel this guy's trial now that we have a right back in. He's not as good. Where is it? Isn't it transfer, cancel trial, contract, terminate trial? There it is. So one more foreign slot to go. I almost said foreign slot there, and that would be horrible. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? He's physically really, really good. We've played one friendly and we gave him a run out and then he picked up a bit of a knock. But look at those physical stats. Mentally, he's pretty good as well. I think we're going to have to try and sign him. We do have another. This is another guy that's on trial since you saw us last. Peruvian defensive midfielder. I think he's temperamental, which I don't like. But we might try and get him in. Lucas Katz, if I don't think we need him. Basically, again, he's a good player, but if we have a Peruvian, it saves a foreign slot. So I think we might not go with him. Let's have a quick look at what this guy is going to cost us. Oh They all want big money. Yeah, leave it with me. We'll see what we can do here. That's a lot of money, though. Okay, another one in, and we did get Renzo Galindo across the line. So you can see £30,000 we paid for him. As I said, he's on a bit of a wage. A lot of bonuses there as well to try and keep that wage down as much as possible. So if he does well, he'll get paid a lot of money. But hopefully he will do well. We'll pay him a lot of money, but hopefully maybe he'll do like second top goal scorer or just miss out on team of the year. Things like that. That would be really good for us, wouldn't it? Maybe 19 goals. But you can see here the supporters are happy with him. But of course, we did sign him from Sporting Cristal. He's going to be on a short leash. But I think he'll do well for us. We paid 30,000 for him. He's already valued at 165,000. I think he'll do well. I do think he'll do well. Maybe one or two others to come in though, guys. But we're getting towards the end of our transfer window here, I think. Okay, it's another one in. This is probably the last one. It's Lacio Latte. It's Latte that's come in. It's a lot of money for somebody that is technically quite poor. But, well, a lot of wages anyway. We're going to overlook the technical side of his game because physically he's an absolute monster. Mentally he's quite good. The vision, the flair. We're going to work on this. We're going to put him in training, probably like passing technique. That's the main ones, isn't there, that need a bit of work. But we'll work on him. It's a diamond in the rough, but what a diamond it could be. I think he'll do really, really well. Just as a deep-lying playmaker is kind of what I have my eye on him for. It says a roaming playmaker there. I want an anchorman in that particular. I mean, he plays a centre-back, arguably. No, not a very good one, though. But anyway, yeah, so I think there's a really good player in there for us. Now, we have had a couple of other minor ins. This guy, he is going to sign, but not till this time next year when he's 18. So that's sort of a nothing. And the other one that did happen is the loanee came in. What was his name? Where is he here? This guy, Alvaro Vega. Not the best, only a 3-star potential player. But just as a backup, ball-winning midfielder, someone else that can sort of cover positions there in midfield. Like I say, he's not going to play in the Libertadores, but in the league, I think he can do a job for us. So he's going to be good to come. We're only paying him £200 a week. We didn't pay no transfer fee, so I don't think there's anything too much to say there. Other than that is probably it for signings for us for now. There's nothing else sort of that I have planned right now. This is probably the team we have, but I'll play through to the end of the preseason, if not the end of the transfer window, and then we'll come back once everything we know is finished up, and we'll have a look at the team we have. Alright, transfers are complete. The season starts tomorrow game time. You can see we're at very late at the evening on a Friday evening. So this is it. Just the one out so far in Mosquera for 36,000. I'm relatively happy to get that deal done. And of course, Acosta will leave to go and join DC United and MLS shortly, about a week or so, I think it is, for 40,000. So we would have bought in £75,000 roughly. Now, you probably can't see it because it's behind my head. We've spent £63,000. So we've actually once Acosta leaves, he will have made a profit overall in the transfer window. If we have a quick look as well while we're doing the outs, the players who have left on a free, you can see it was Karuga, Cantoro. See if any of these guys have found new clubs yet. Karuga hasn't found a new club yet. Cantoro hasn't found a new club yet. Ray Aguera, he was never really going to play for us, so he's gone. Ricardo here, he's found a new club, Melgar, so we'll probably come up against him at some point this season. Jose De La Cruz, we didn't end up renewing his contract. He's found another club as well. Martin Gallardo, don't really remember him, doesn't have a club yet. He does have a club, a lower league club. And Duffo, no idea. Never heard of him. Looks like he's under offer though. So hopefully they find new clubs. I don't want to see them absolutely do nothing the rest of their lives, but doesn't really worry us, does it? Alright, so these are the guys that we've bought in as a review. Paul Martinez, we had him on loan last year. He was available for free. We snapped him up, £200 a week. He's already at a value just under 50 grand. Jamie Tapamula, we signed him for 32,500. He's already almost doubled that in value. £550 a week. Job done there. Really, really happy with it. Really good physicals. He'll be a good sort of fourth choice defender, I think. Tassio, we signed him on a free transfer, £400 a week, an absolute beast. He's going to be the new Mosquera, basically, the anchor man. Loving the physical side of his game. Technically, he's quite good. Mentally, he's fine. So I think he'll do a good job for us. Bizu, this is the right back. He'll compete with Andia. I think he'll be second choice for the most part, but we're only paying him 650 grand. Got him again on a free. So very happy to have him at the club. Renzo Galindo, this is the controversial one. We signed him from Sporting Cristal, 30,000, potentially rising to 92. Now that's, I think, if he plays 50 games, if he scores 50 goals, and there might be if we win the Libertadores or something. I forget what the other one is, but oops. Controversial. We're paying him 2.5 grand a week as well, so he's not coming cheap, but he'll be fine. He's a good player, and I think he'll do well for us. Alvaro Vega, we signed him on a free, £200 a week. Nothing special, just very much a backup option if we were to need one. And finally, this guy we signed on a free yet again, Lesio Liete. Physically, he's world class. Mentally, he's very good. Technically, he's very poor. So we're going to work on that. He's done okay in the friendlies, I'll be honest. He's done okay. I think if we can just get this passing up a little bit in the technique, there's potentially a very, very good deep-lying playmaker there, I think. And he's going to get around the pitch as well. He's quick, which I like. So yeah, that's our transfers. Let me know what you think, how we've done there. And let's have a quick look at the squad we have for the upcoming season here. Go to squad depth. Now, I think the way we're going to play for the most part is sort of this, like we did last year, the 4-2-1, the diamond formation, 4-2-2, I guess, diamond, narrow diamond. So if we look up front, our options, we have Galindo and Vega, who I think will be, for the most part, first choice. Castro will have something to say about that. Of course, our top goal scorer from last year. He's injured, if you remember, from earlier on this episode. So we're going to be without him for the first few weeks of the season. We have Julio Ramos as well, who can do a job as a decent fourth choice, I think. Then we also have Hector Rojas. Not convinced there's going to be anything developed from this guy, to be honest. But we'll keep working on him and see what happens. We have him listed for loan right now. I think he needs to go out and play a little bit more. And then, of course, Fernando Perez as well. It's his last season. I'm not convinced he's going to stay, and the transfer window hasn't closed yet. It's just that our season's about to start. But I'm not convinced I won't try and, even though I promised him I won't sell him, that I won't try and get 150. If we can get 150 grand for him, that wouldn't be bad. But we could probably use him this year. Now, in the number 10 role, we have options which are like Placido is rated right now as the best of them. I tell you what, he's good, but he's second choice behind Vasco Fry. To start with, and then the third choice that we have really is this young kid here who's potentially very good as well, Jean Curry. So they're going to be the main three we play in that role. Obviously others can fill in if needed, but I think if one of those three isn't available, then we'll probably play a different formation. Midfield, Goiven is good. He's injured as well right now, but he is good. Again, it's his last year. He's on 1,400 a week, so do we keep him for next season? We'll see how he goes this year. I'm not convinced, to be honest. We'll see how he goes. The other guys to play this role, Tassio, now he will more likely play in the deeper role. Avocado can do a job for us. Mongolan was very good for us last year. Hopefully he'll have another big year. Martinez, again, hopefully he'll do a good job for us. Very highly rated, good potential there. Liete, this is the main one for me. If he plays well, we could go a long way in towards recapturing our title. And then Onkoi, more of a backup anchorman, but can step forward into midfield if required. And as I said, in the anchorman role, Tassio, I should say, he's the main guy. Liete can go back there, but more likely it'll be Onkoi that is sort of back up in that role. Avocado and Vega as well, who we signed the sort of backup, can play in this role. Probably more so than further forward in midfield. Left wing or left wing back, Cosio, if he has another big year, he's getting on a little bit, but hopefully we can expect big things from him again this year because he was quite good for us last year. We have Cafeteria, or Cafarata, I guess is how you properly pronounce it, who was decent for us last year whenever he played, and Carrillo as well, a decent enough option. We could look to strengthen left wing back, to be honest, especially if Cosio sort of starts to fade away. Right side, I think we're very well served. We have Andy up, who we know is quality. Again, in his last year of his contract, he wants a lot of money for next year, 2.5 grand a week. So He's getting on a little bit. We have to play that by ear. But do we look to keep him or not? I don't know. We've decide later on in the season, I guess. Emerson can play out there, but he's not going to. The backup here is Bizzo, who we did sign as the backup. And again, one of our defenders can play out there, but he's not going to. Center defense, Emerson is the big one here. He's captain of the team this year as well. With Karuga departing, we did need a new club captain. And Andia. Andia is club captain. Sorry, I tell a lie. Andia is club captain this year. Emerson is vice captain. Zubieta, he was quite the partner for Emerson last year, so hopefully they'll continue that on. We do have Martinez, of course, the new boy, along with Tapamula, the new boy as well. Other guys that can play here, we know that Cosio can play in center of defense. He's unlikely to, although if he's going to slow up, there might actually be a future for him as a center back at the club, more so than there is as a left wing back, to be honest. Big Willie D, he needs to improve a little bit this year, I think. He's only a 3-star potential player, but he always did well when he played for us. He's a bit of a beast back there. Onkoi can play back there, as can a few others, but Johan Wong is our young kid that will look to be sort of 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th choice. Goalkeepers, we only have 2, and I think we really need one, don't we? Salinas is an absolute beast. To back him up, we have Ramos, very high potential keeper as well. There's a couple of other young kids that are coming through the reserves and under 18, so we have a 3rd choice keeper if we need him. But those 2 will they'll be the 1st choice goalkeepers in the league season, or in the league squad this year. So that is it, guys. That is how our transfer window played out. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I said, how do we think we're going to go this year? What are our transfers like? Potential weaknesses, potentially it's left back, but we saw them do well there last year. Midfield could be better, but we've got potential players, so these ratings potentially are a lot higher. I think we're going to do okay. I think we've got a decent enough squad. I think it's a deeper squad than last year. If we look at the finances, we've got the Copa Libertadores money, so we're well and truly in the black. Our transfer budget, it's not that we have that much. What I've done is I've transferred money from wages, so that it's there if we need it. What I actually wanted to do was transfer it into the scouting budget, but for some reason, the game wouldn't allow me to do that. So that's a little bit annoying. We haven't been able to do any upgrades to facilities yet, so that's a little bit annoying. If we look at the board, I've again had another crack at finding an affiliate club, a senior affiliate, but no such luck there. They're unwilling to increase the junior coaching. I don't have an option to increase the youth recruitment. So that's kind of where we're at for now. I don't want to do that. I mean, if we upgrade the facilities now, it won't actually happen until the next preseason anyway. So what I think I'll do is we'll see how we do in South American competition this year. And if we have a little bit of extra money, then I might look to do that then. I think the real good thing is actually wages. Now, they haven't updated yet for the end of the month, but we were doing 31 and a quarter grand a week before this season. We're doing 35 now, so I think we've improved the club significantly. We're only spending about 3 or 4 grand a week more on wages, so I think everything there is looking good for the season. But we'll be back tomorrow, guys. We will get the season underway. We'll have a quick review of how preseason went. It's been okay, to be honest. It could have been better. And then we'll get our season underway in the Torneo tournament, the Copa Torneo, whatever it is. We'll start that tomorrow, guys. So until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.